Dayami Sogi Jonala Janju Badu Dani Japsuchi Ibe Sonamgi Dola Penche Sanje Dubra Sho Chedan Sogi Jonala Janju Badu Dani Chuni Gibe Sonamgi Dola Penche Sanje Dubra Sho Chedan Sogi Jonala Janju Badu Dani Give Zonamgi Dola Benje Sanje Dubara Show. You know where we left off last time? Page number? I think it's 145.
145.
Okay, 145. Where? Question? Do you, Madian? Okay. Yes, I think.
Memory one to the memory.
Memory. 근데 템박이 꼬라지와. only could do delay or esa.
That David and David Newton said the managing this and the managing the when changing one 아니 다든지 다지 답변 주시되 같이 치료발에서부터 수비 이 답은 대주도 캐는 이 답은 대주도 캐는 거겠어 아니 이 일이야 이게 내 제수 전부디 거비 이게 내 제수 전부디 이게 내 제야 주가 제가 뒤에 안에 딱바리 내기 뒤 네 템버티 기야 두가 뒤에서는 이거는 네 뒤가서 우리 어디 뒤에 딱바리 템버트바리 어디 수도 딱다르바 템버트 딱바디 템버트바디 딱다르바 지켜봐 이 봉아시 봉지시에
So this argument comes because here right now we're trying to prove things are lack of intrinsic existence using a logic that because the logic is that the past things and then the past events are lack of intrinsic existence. Okay, so we do this because the non-Buddhist believers they claim that things that is in the past are permanent. Okay, so not only permanent, they said they are inherently permanent. Okay? They are inherently permanent because at this moment, at the present moment, we can retrieve them, we can think about them. We have this kind of memory from the past. Okay? This memory, we have memory from the past. Because of that, otherwise, if they are not the permanent or the permanent and inherently exist, so it wouldn't be happen. You cannot remember that. This is their claim. Okay?
제가 dinner David temporary issue that it to be here talk temporary issue to the duty issue to very temporary ni David when I choose to temporary issue to very that way 누가 제가 이러면서 그런 식으로 두 번에 쓰기가 그래서 기파가 이제 좀 당잡은데
So this is when they said things are the past in the past, right? Things are the permanent and inherently exist, and because of that we remember stuff like that. When they said that, when they claim that that is what you call absolute eternalism. Okay, that because it just falls into one one of the extremes, right? The internalisms. Yeah? So then, how they define that? How they think? They say things are permanent and inherently existent. Now they part into two parts, like two different things. It's a time is permanent and inherently exist, and then the memory. In English, you'll just say memory. Ngone means recollection of your past place. Okay, something like that. Ngone means a place, recollection of your past place, something like that. So these two things are the permanent and the inherently exist. So that's why we can actually remember that the time and then the recollection.
that is that's the English do ya. Just English, and it in a number the cheaper. Cheaper than your number. Musum to be. When it needs to manage into the machine. Cheaper the your wishes. In a Sapa says and wishes.
Sapa seven has all.
Ah,
Sapa seven.
Sapa
Sapa seven wishes.
Sapa Yamura.
You must have been wishes.
Harbor, sorry, Sapa
Wishes the Sapa seven wishes. You must have been Shebachi. Consider Shingi Julia, Sapa Sebe. Sapa Sebe, me done, Sapa Sebe, how would Ding wish in the midst of unless I was a motion. Yes.
Sapa seven wishes. Nine wishes.
No. Now I said, I'm just here.
Really,
Making wishes, Benny.
any meaning wish.
Making wishes. She means something, not just.
Ah,
Not just.
imagine Sapa seven.
Mother. Keval never cheap her wishes. Can't boot one stage your mother. The meaning was your order. Now I'm wishes. Tanda digang di ngone jinde se jo. Ngone jinde se ngone jinde se di tanda digang she ngone she ran is sherbe. Ngone she sigurbe.
That is, and that is, Chitang Mushi Dilla Mushi 2 year, Yarity, and that is Mushi Ramani budget. When it's in this yeti, and a Mushi la Musum to shit.
Yes.
And around the Miguel Suto and I see Jen, and Mugine, Musum to Tony's yet. That is Maris,
The marriage.
the temper, the Mugine, and dear. Karasure, Tia dear Karas in a cool kitties. Where any Mahimba Lopanoas, Karasa, nowadays, now a loper which is Joangama Mahimba loper which Joangama Mahimba lopas, said Chamba said that Topalas, Topa. And that is Topares, Karasan, Nugin, Mahimba Lopa, Temperes. The Lopa said near the Lopa said. And a Tembacura Lopares. Tembacura, the no Jimbala Tempen, no temperature, just a Tembacura and Jimbares.
Okay, so now recollection of your place in the past is Rebusha wanted to differentiate between what are the clairvoyants, how they see, and what is the recollection or the memory. Okay? So there are actually six clairvoyants. The first one is called like a clairvoyance that sees past place, okay? And clairvoyance that sees birth and death, next life and future lives, and that means another means. And the Sabaseba means clairvoyance of uh, something like seeing uncontaminated phenomena, something like that. And then the Navimoshe means clairvoyance of ear, clairvoyance of eye. And we should try to remember the last one. You can remember it now. Okay, these are clairvoyance. Okay, now when which they sees object, and then our memory or the recollection we earlier we mentioned. So these two are two total different things because. Here, remember the last one. So Shensim Sheva means understanding or so Shensim Sheva means sort of like seeing or understanding, read like a read. You can read others' mind. Okay, mind. Reading others' mind, right? So that means like, so let's say like when you look at someone, in individual, if he or she is having a strong attachment or aversion at the moment, they can actually, for through their clairvoyance, they can see what kind of mental state at that moment, and then they can give them the right application or the right method to overcome, that the mental afflictions. Okay, that kind of reading, seeing others' mind, the mental states, like instead of their mind. Right? These are the six. Okay, now back to the yes. Also, the differentiate between these two things is that they all the clairvoyants, when they see the object, they see object directly. This is one in feature of that. And the recollection is when they see the object, they don't see the object directly. Okay, so this is one. So then, and also now the recollection or the memory is what do you call this? Lopa. Lopa means something they call, I think, misconceptual. Okay, misconceptual. It's a wrong mental state, sort of like, the misconceptual. This is another feature of that. This is one differences between these two things. Okay. Okay. Now, so then the philosophically, when they define, so it will define like this. Memory, okay, memory, when they see object, they got confused with that object being other than that object. This is like how they actually classify in their the philosophical kind of ways. Okay. So then the clairvoyance, when the clairvoyance sees an object, they see object that exactly not being other than that object. Okay. So then that means like the memory is looking at their conceptual picture, okay, and they get confused with the original object. Okay, so this is another difference. There are many differences, right? Okay. So if you look at the text, it said therefore the rising of what we call memory is not only unreal. Okay, unreal, right? Subject, unreal subject. Oh, is not only an unreal subject with an unreal object. There's two unreal. Okay. In Tibetan, it's just a lopa, 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 lopa. Lopa means wrong. Literally, it means wrong. Okay. So there we use two lopa. The first lopa refers to that get confused with, lopa means like sometimes lopa means like returning back. Okay, returning back. So when we look at an object, so then this object has to be not other than that object. Okay, this is one lopa, one unreal. Yeah. So the memory is unreal because this is not, that object is not other than that object. This is something else. Okay, this is one unreal, or the one unreal. And then the memory, right? Memory, the mind, mental state itself is unreal. Okay, because this is misconceptual thought. That's why we have two unreals. In Tibetan, same thing. We have lopa 2 times.
다티네 다티 응시라 조중 응시시야지 지다
Georgian? Georgian said.
삼대 응시 공부라테 공부라테
Ale Georgian allas lesa. Georgian 공부시 실어서.
계도 응시시 레도 응시시 어디 인사도 단대지 조중 응시면 같이 계도 응시리 계도 응시세야지 아니 또 봐야 뭐 국내에 sempre 또 봐야 봐. 얘네 아니
템바디 시고라 템바디. 템바디 뭐시도 막 템바디 와.
템바디.
계도
응시래 지다.
뭐시로?
응시세. 국내에 시작됐래. 아니 조중기 응시들다 무슨
거래서. 계도
응시라
무슨 거 말이야.
무슨 또 봐야 돼. 얘네 레이지 토발에 또 봐야 돼. 레이지 토발세야 되는
또빠 요새 되는 뭐시 요시고라 시고라.
응시라.
뭐시로 와.
응시라.
아니.
그러니까
계도 뭐시디 아니 추마인 발로 또 말해봤으나 말해라고 그래.
또 그래.
추마인 발로 또 그래.
네.
다 이게 당연히 말라서 해서 아니
아니 진짜 계도 응시들에 또 봐야 돼. 무슨 이렇게
인구가 말했어.
얘네 레이지 토발 응시들에 또 봐야 돼.
무슨 인구요 말아.
나도 바돌이께서는 레이지 토기 시베 바돌은 시야에 이 레이지 토발 응시스게 아디 무슨 인구야 말이 삼대 중시 토기 누구야 말.
Okay, now clairvoyance. Yeah, there are many different types of clairvoyance. This means like you're seeing clairvoyance. In other words, that means like seeing a hidden object, something like that. Okay, there are many types of that. So the first one is called like Georgian Moshe. Georgian Moshe means that clairvoyance actually came derived from single point of concentration. Okay, Georgian only derived from your effort of single point of concentration. And then there's another one, clairvoyance is called due to your, this is like, they call it like inborn clairvoyance or innate clairvoyance, okay? And then the last one is called the karmic clairvoyance, something like the clairvoyance that actually comes to you due to your certain type of karmas, okay, okay? The first one is, direct kind of conceptual. Okay, conceptual is definite. If something is derived from your force of your single point of concentration, there will be direct conceptual, direct kind of perception. Sorry, direct perception. And then the last two. Okay, next two is not necessarily, has like this direct perception. Okay. So ketop, and then let me just talk about the letop. Letop means the karma, right? Karmic kind of like clairvoyance. So for instance, when we go through intermediate state, so because of that, because being born in that kind of state, so we kind of like coop or we gain some kind of clairvoyance. That is actually due to our karma. It's not due to our other forces.
근데 다른 경험만 되냐 근데 보고만 보는 것도가 내 계속 돼야지 계속 기대와 좀 딜 someday you wish it in to be a marriage. Someday you wish it in a wish it that she never someday you wish it in the yes, someday you wish it over and she never the near to Java, Seattle. That and there and Java Namating to Java, but in Mabu, Yumutuga, or to Su, I care to get him, but in the air.
So the innate clairvoyance or inborn kind of clairvoyance is it's like there are many cases like little kids they remember their past life and stuff like that, but that is not due to their single point of concentration. Okay, the first type of the clairvoyance is has to have and someone in order to gain that kind of clairvoyance they need to achieve single point concentration, which is called samadhi. Okay, something which is so then through that kind of ability they can develop something which is meditative clairvoyance. Yeah.
That Dulu Channel Shitilla, Niki Mushit, Navan Mushi, Simi Shari, on Bushabala. In a league on she, Mushi, I am married. Ne Mushi, J Mushi at the Shire married. Caressene Ne Mushi did Navi, any Yuti Shabala, and now Umbutida, Yuti Check. And door of Gina, door deny on with Martin, door the Timothy on Chotu never. And really, Rachati, really, Liki, Rachati, the Luti Check. Then said in the Jiggy. Now, by Shepati, you think do some J on with the Check. Door of Gina. And it pay charge and Jim with the cool Namati share Yamari. And if Boronto dirty chick and Shalsona, me Boromtida, J. Unguni, Cherry, and Namu Yarva. Just an Luigi wishes it. Jim wishes it. Nine wishes Yamari. Migum wishes and nine wishes Shari. Tadi, using Google Tadi, now the church. And then, Migi using Google. Migi, you eat it, Noala, Migo Umbula table, Yamari. You Panta Chibagi, you to start to hear it. Things are. And the music to get the Kangashaya, now only shit, Nigumish Nishasuna.
Tulula is Tulula.
Dulula. Dina, the music, Umbungaina, the music, Umbunina. Ned, she that get the Yig Umburi, Umbutuch and Yig Umbusgero. And when I change the she is here. I mean, Sassing when she is here. I mean, Shansim Shivan when she is Sumbuti, each Shivalashari. Then now when she done,
Okay, so in the Sutrayana, among 5 sensory faculties, we have only 3 faculties, something that can develop clairvoyance. Okay, here you see the mind, of course, mind, right? One of them is like mind is faculty. The faculty,
Yes,
right?
mental
Okay, faculty. Okay,
Mental.
mental faculty. Okay, faculty. Okay, mind and ears, and then eyes. Okay, these 3. So they don't have in Sutrayana. Don't have what you call smell clairvoyance. You call it smell clairvoyance.
Taste.
Right? taste, and textile. Okay, because these three faculties, when they appreciate their object, right, they need to directly contact with their objects. Okay, without that, they cannot actually appreciate. They cannot actually understand something like that. For instance, a test, the tongue faculty, so like a test, right? The if you leave a candy far away, you cannot tell the taste if even without touching that on your tongue. Same thing to smell. Same thing to the textile. Okay? It has to be touched with the faculty. Faculty, okay, faculty. They're like organ actually.
Consciousness.
Organ. It's not consciousness. Organs like no. This is organ with you, right? No. Faculty and organ maybe they're different. Are they different? Different, right? Yeah. So organ, it has to be yes. Yeah, it has to be contact with the organ, the sensory organ. Okay. The other two, not they don't need to. They don't have to contact with the organs, get the sensory organs. Like the eye, you can see object really far away, even though there's many obstacles in between. Still, you can see that penetrate. You can penetrate all these and see object really far away. Okay, and then the sound, right? Sound, you can hear sound, even though they are like a many obscure between your sound distant, like a distant sound, that sound, the place of the sound, where the sound is, and your consciousness. They don't need the direct kind of like that. They can actually also they can penetrate many obstacles in between that space. So that's why. And then the all the other rests like mental consciousness. I mean like mental faculties. Is also like one agenda means like remembering or seeing past life and the past like in the past place in the past, right? And then the seeing birth and death and this life and next life, sort of like. And then the what was the other one? The reading others sentient beings' mind. And then sapaseva means like contaminated. She didn't explain what that means, but I don't understand anyway. It's something like we call like uncontaminated clairvoyance. Okay?
That is Sabaseva Mishita, she wishing Tambungapati, and Chiriviculated. Susitivity. As in the Sabaseva Mishita, actually missionary. And when she Tambungapati, and that's Chirivicula years here. Managing doing she yadi Chirivicula. And Migi Nayamushi. 아니 시엔스미시 벤무시 아니 저 치고한테 저시 벤무시 딘데 예버리 그래서 무시 담봉아부티 아니 파라소소 지위길에 예스.
So among these five okay, six clairvoyants, right? The first five is common realization. Common realization is common with the non-Buddhist traditions. They can actually develop all these five, except the uncontaminated clairvoyance. They can develop all the other rest of the five clairvoyance. And then the uncontaminated clairvoyance is unique to Buddhists. That in order to get that, someone has to achieve arhathood. Okay, arhat needs to reach the arhat kind of attainment.
Oh, that when she did that, and it's the dating Jabaquini, David Dirty need get of this. Get of it, just and get of incident that church is here. Muslims.
So then, when you look at all this explanation, right, whatever you gave, then you can see what that means. And you said all of these are non-conceptual, So they said, okay, I'll go clear. Like they said, I know this is the past, events are permanent and intrinsic, intrinsically exist, right? So there's a there. So there this and so then we answered to that. We said this is not direct perception, conceptual mind. Instead of that, now you see why we said conceptual mind, right?
That is. That Chadi Jeshi dan to Sula that Royam Ballet Rodi Jeshi check Guduba Rodi. In Jidi Nagumbula check Gudiarba. That's in Luigi Lucy Retain Rejati Jamzuti Lily Chenami Shuchi Jamzuha Kumarva Luigi. Lily, the Yiki couldn't Jamzuti. You the Martine, P. Jamba to Subati, you couldn't top yet. Now, Ongu couldn't did tell never in son to Sula Meshima Shabiche. Dama Lulegend Ombunaga Meshisha. She Meshiari, name Meshiari, you do Meshi.
Okay, now we need to think. Which is just giving you like a open kind of idea, saying like he said that they in order to understand, let's say if whether it is for I know we're talking about like the what's it the textile, the things that there needs to be contact directly with their organs, okay, the faculty and the mental organs, okay, faculties, okay. What was that like a test? The physical, right? Smell,
And taste.
taste. Okay, these two. Okay. Now, so yes, it is true that in order to understand whether this is like a smooth or rough, you need to touch in your body, right? And whether it's like a good smell or bad smell, it needs to touch. That smell needs to touch your organ, right? Smell organ. And then what was the other one? The test. Yeah, it needs to be put on your tongue and so on, right? Then what would you say, like so by looking at some object, right, through their mental clairvoyance, they can tell whether this is smooth or it's a rough, right? You can tell that, right? It doesn't require touch on your body.
Right.
Okay, this is one idea. And then the in this Tantrayana, I mean like the tantric, yes, Tantrayana, they said like all of these all of these organ has clairvoyance. They can have clairvoyance. The physical clairvoyance, you can say, the ear, eyes, nose, and all of this. All the six, yes.
Oh yeah, that is.
So why does Tantra say that?
And the lula ni sheba ongpo changma ya di ngoshi yorse kajin si waresa, jumze karesa.
Today the years are raising.
They might have some reason, that's what they say.
I'm sure.
And now the janitor, Nagi Tabgegi, Kangalo, Nagi Kangaton to you. Nai Shebatama, Nai Shebati, and Tatu to be Ranger Yon to be the Ranger Yon to be any Royon to be Kuran Zeji Yaris, Miller. Nice, nice Shabagatin to region Nubachierba. Nubati said to me, now the tablet in Nubati. Ku Nai Shabati thing to you, Reja, Nuyag Nubache. Ani Roy Nuyagi Nubayaris. Nubati, not the tablet in Nubati, said to me. And Dolati maybe is a tablet in Nubati said to me, Amaris. Just a dollar maybe, not the
So in the Tantrayana, it said that even if you're, let me use as like a smell consciousness other than smell, nine wongo is faculty, just like faculty is not consciousness. Shiba, okay. So the nose consciousness. You said nose consciousness.
Smell consciousness.
Smell consciousness. Okay, I said smell consciousness. Smell consciousness. Even this is just one consciousness, they can function as a multiple consciousness. Okay? That smell consciousness can see, touch, hear, everything. All the faculty, what the other faculties can have that kind of ability. It has all these other faculties ability. Said that. Okay? And then and in general, we said that even like one single faculty, for instance, like a smell faculty has all these qualities or all this potential of like seeing things, hearing, and stuff like that, right? Because of in Sutrayana, because of lacking any method to enlighten that potential, they cannot. There's no any method they can actually enlighten that potential. In the Tantrayana, there's a very unique special method you can utilize that potential and make it more functionable.
So can Rinpoche teach us that
The condition 누가 세 탐식 그냥 laptop으로 했어요.
아주 맞지. 아, 맞다 디스나. Tene lobata che devana rang mutu bayina ngobol mawa ele tartu bayin ta teche ngada din ta tena teta ye mebata da shingi mebata rang mutu bata yoba tamgi chabar machebar nemege tartu kebanas kocha never no nemai yoba mai she seros tatiri tedarasite duga 네.
시행이 대양 대달 예 매바다 라시
매바다 쓰데 때니 매바스
대탄데 롱디기 와디르
지
대달라 라시 매바 타 롱디기 와타라르 베디
롱디기 다데데 롱디디레 다데 로로코나 시 로빈 니 넘버 조바 제도스
lokpa
she loving
lokpa she chawane rashi me marwa
lokpa ne tata tamba she ja loba yin tala loba khona jum sarwa
tisho tamba she ja loba yin se de la singe
she ja be de balesi
tamba she ja lokpa she chawane rashi me ba tang ti marwa nga deda yene meba da rashi meba dir ras this one di no deda yene meba da rashi meba
da yene meba asiti yene meba da rashi meba stibache rami mo trubata yebati sam chebra machi ba asiti tati wema wata tuisugi Yene never that Rashi never needed Chava much with it. Rashi means ye never to be it. Use it to Rashi, you could be it. Or take Satan. I mean, ye never that Rashi never done. Rangi Mulu Tubatan. Yeva Tang, Chabar Machebar, you make it Taratoma. Governance. That is it. You make it Taratoma. That ye never that I see me the Chabar Chineti. I see me never said never to Kubia. Chok Kajigi Lula. Uma Tenjuba Lula. Never done, she made the cover.
Never so.
Ye never said never see it, done never see. Rashi never said the Rashi never in the house. Ye never marva, music ever. Jetta, Rashi, ye never that Rashi never asked. Rangi Muri to Batang, Ranching to Balasirba. Yeva, Rang Muri. To Batang, Yabatam, Javamat. Rang Muri to Sun, you could. You're not run to Kubri,
So, okay, now let's jump down to the last paragraph. Chandakudi says that this, right, on page number 145. It says, okay, so this is just such, they put like all this under R, not, okay, here, start in Tibetan, it starts from not utterly non-existent, are also not essentially exist. Okay. Yene meba, the Rashi meba. Okay, these are two things, right? So the actually saying like they don't know how to make distinguish between not utterly not existent and okay, not essentially existent. Okay, they don't know how to make this distinguish between these two things. Okay, and then the not utterly non-existent means like a non-existent. Okay, something's not being non-exist, right? And then the not essentially exist. Yes, it's not essentially exist doesn't mean like a non-existent. Okay, they don't know how to make distinguish between these two things. Okay, this is one reason. Rangi mo drupa na yoba sangi keba micheba. He explained that unreal or false means being independent arising and doesn't mean things do not exist. Okay. Rangi mo drupa na yoba sangi keba micheba. Okay. Maybe ranking more drupa. Ranking more drupa means here does it depend on rising? I don't know. Ranking more drupa means the truly or the essentially, sort of like essentially exist. Okay, ranking more drupa. Drupa tang yoba. Yoba means existent. Okay, they don't know how to make distinguish between truly exist. Okay, truly exist and existent. I think we have talked this many times, but it's like a rephrasing over again and again something, okay? So that's why they don't know how to make distinguish between these two things. That's why they get confused. Said that. This one.
That is governance, Yajiduga.
Gap on how?
Kaji Zambas here. I need coaches that is Menti Kaji and the Chonga Digi, Hakaji, Coacha, Chang Never, Nimai, never minds. Coacha, Mercy, never mind. Never mind. That is a
Yoba mima.
Never see in it, Rashi over the Ted wherever. Never yes in a Rashi man, do this, Jebba. This is December 30, Diga Mais. Yava my, never mais, that the Tajik tiny garden teacher.
Konzui 가단 들어와. Okay. Okay. He explained that unreal or false means being dependent arising. It doesn't mean that things are not exist. and try to find out the translation for that. Therefore, if you claim that these phenomena essentially exist, then you are upon real things. You have fallen extreme intrinsic. Maybe I'm looking at like a different, like a wrong page or something. I don't know. Anyway, so here it said this. So we told them that you are getting confused. You're getting confused, like existing and truly existing, right? And then the what's it? The lack of intrinsic existing. Uh, uh, not existing, and lack of intrinsic existence, right? You're getting confused into these two things. Now they did come up with a right idea. So this is should we right now we're talking about like a middle way, right? So there needs to be in the center, there needs to be in the middle. So then they come up with like an idea. It said here, it said that so we are not saying, okay, we're not saying that things yoba koja mima is yoba mayin akasa koja meba mima. Okay, then it's like we are not saying things are not exist. Okay, and then the yoba mayin, we are not saying, oh, this is where look at we are not saying things are not exist. Things are not exist. Okay, where's we are saying things are
Not non-exist.
yoba mind. Yes, yoba mind. Yoba mind means like not
Non-existent.
not existent, something like that. Yes, not existent. Okay, now they are making
the explanation, the translations in the third paragraph, the second paragraph on page 146.
146. Oh, okay.
The second paragraph. I think that's what.
Oh, it's some Tibetan. That's why it says some Tibetan claim. We don't have that. That's why I get confused. Do not distinguish utter. Okay, utter non-existent from the absence of intrinsic existence. This is the first one. And do not distinguish. Okay, it's right now we are at the right page actually. Essential existence from the mere existing. Okay, this is correct. Okay, now they hope. Okay, here you have they hope to avoid falling to the extremes of existence. Okay, non-existent simply by saying we do not claim that things are non-existent. Okay, never mind. We are not saying things are never mind. Means things are not non-existent. Okay, we're saying they are not exist. Yoba mind. This is yoba mind. He said here yoba mind. Yes. See, non-exist. Non-exist. Oh yeah, right. They're saying non-exist. If they claim exist, it becomes inherently exist for them. Okay, that's why they say they are not exist. Just to avoid that, just to avoid the not being inherently exist. They say not exist. Okay. So then we do not claim that things are yopa. Okay, now the second phase of this the claim. You got to yeah, I just stick here. We do not claim that things that exist. We say that they are not non-existent. Anyway, so
Things are non-existent. We say that they are not existent.
yes.
Yes.
Now, okay, they're saying yoba main. Okay, means things to exist. Yoba means they are not existent. Okay, meba means like things are non-existent, but they are not existent. Okay, me means like non-existent. Meba mind means the mind gets negative, right? Meba mind means not non-existent.
Not non-existent.
Okay, you should put a simple word. This is the meaning.
나는 제베는 다 지단 제베는 여바 많이 쓰지 매발 타 제부여 봐. 다티 말이 여바 많이 쓰 여바 많이 매발 많이 쓰지 봐. 그래서 나도 여바 많이 쓰지 다 매발 문제 제부여 봐. 매발 많이 쓰지 여발 문제 제부여 봐. 이 제상 이 맞중으로 봐. 다티 맞중으로 이제 지시게.
So we believe that if you say things exist, okay, that by that word actually cutting off any possibility of non-existence. These are two direct kind of like contradicts. Okay, if you say things are non-existent, okay, things are non-existent, that actually suggests or saying that exist. It's total two different thing. Okay, they can't have like a side next to each other, side by side. So like if one is possible, other has to be vanish.
Impossible.
Impossible. Yes, impossible. And if you claim the other is one side, so then other has to be but impossible. Okay, it's like impossible being other mood in other mood.
This is the Gaba Chibetina Tati Rashi Yeminian Subeta Tabachene. Ta Ku Tandeti Kajiti Tengu Yes Mijirba. Tengu Yes to them, but touch the Rashi Yubare never Tabachebuya. Rashi Yuba telling it till Chetan Rashi Ma Yuba Institute about till we party to them by Chetan Rashi Yuba and Mabares Chiriaba. Rashi Yunan Diama is Civil. Rashi Minas to Tajanet Gapachi Gapapaji. Continue by yes and Chetan Jet Rashi Yuba and Mabares. Ni Ekajin Pakagua. The instant Rashi Yuba the Mabaniti. Chi into chi never chi killing weird. Chetan Rashi Yuba yes and a tip Pakagua. Rashi Yuba in a tip Pakaju number Rashi Mabas.
Can't do this well.
Never is Kagula. It's an Yuvala Rashi Yuba the Mabani Pakaju. That and this is Kikaju Yamas, the Yuvala Rashi Yavata Mabani Kajuchin Kuyamiba. Yaba my Mava, my Sidu Yaba, my Mava, my English Shagua. The Shagu using and Rashi Yuba, my Rashi Mava, my English Shagua. It's just an enemy. Rashi Yuba can into the cast to Yameva.
So in other words, they're saying that when we accept, we say like things are lack of intrinsic existence. So we're totally denying any possibility of being intrinsic existence, right? This is like you're kind of like denying on the other side, right? And then if someone says things are intrinsically exist, so that means like they are denying being the lack of intrinsic existence. These two are two totally different things. Applies the same idea, so if you say things are exist, so that means like exist, then you cannot say at the same time you cannot say things are non-exist. Okay, if you say things are non-exist, you cannot say at the same time things are if you say non-exist, you cannot say at the same time you can say things are exist, right? This is very clear cut, right? So now here, if you look at their statement, what are they saying is like your opinions like things are exist, but they are not non-existent. Okay, they are non-existent, but they are not non-existent. This is actually saying like things are exist, non-exist, both. Okay, then that means they need to come up with like a third idea. Okay, something is being exist and non-exist in the middle, something like we cannot have that. Okay, at the same time, and also they are saying like things are lack of truly existent, and they are saying truly existent same time. At the same time they're saying again you cannot have like you cannot have like without being these two mood, any part there's any object being not inherently existent and truly existent. Okay.
비니스 카드 최고버를 라니디 캐란 것인도 가바치도 잠바 그 라시기 두거래 말 내버려 라시기 여버려 스파데 카드 지기여 봐 디제도 가바치기여 봐 아니 가바치여서네 수수 캐린데 잠바 라시 미니스 카드 치버도 캐린디여 아주 그런 게 저거지 라시 미니스 카드 맞지버지 라시 여바 많이 매바 많이 기치 야구 뭔가를 비 라시 여바 많이 매바 많이 지기야 여바 많이 매바 많이 가르쳐를 뭔가를 티샤 뭐디 예시야 여바 많이 매바 많이 쓰래 매바 많이 근데 답하지 내가 뭐라도 써봤지 네
Never mind.
네.
매
never mind but 가르쳐주나.
pomash하고 주라. 레버라 샨지기나. 레버라도 매바 많이 들어와.
never but.
매바 말어와.
얘가 많이 뜻이야도가.
여바 많이
뜻이야서가.
여바 많이 pom바디.
그런지네. 여바 많이. 매바 많이. 라싱 매스여다.
또 컨셉이라시 매바 많이.
라싱 매바 있었네. 매바 많이.
매바 많이. 라싱 매바 있네. 라싱 매바 많이.
예. 라시기 여바 많이 사. 라시기 여바 많이 사. 예 여바 많이.
그래서 랑식이 US 오라. 랑식이 US 오라.
분발하시기
US 오라.
분발하시기 여바 많이. 라시기 여바 많이.
분발하시기 여바 많이 있어요. 여바인 분발하시기 US. 군수 분발하시기 US 이러래.
총알이 시험이 US 말이고.
생말와. 군수 총알이랑식 US 오라.
네 총알이 된주가 예스니들.
인생들아. 랑식이 매세 오라.
라시 매스
오라. 이제는 랑식이 매사 매라.
다 매마가 매바 많이.
매바 많이 있어. 매바 매는 랑식이 매.
라시
매바 많이 있어.
매바 많이.
예세디 타니도 예장.
예서네.
타니 예장. 예.
타니 여바 많이.
여바 많이 랑식이.
라시 여바.
Okay. Actually, you can read it from here. Where is this? I lost again. Okay,
You do
yeah.
not claim in the middle of
Yes. Okay, so distinguish essential existent from mere existing. Okay. The hope we do not claim. Okay, we've done this. This is nothing but a mass of contradiction. This does not in the least explain the meaning of the middle way for when they refute other. They perform, refutation via an investigation of whether or not something intrinsically existing. Therefore, they have no limit the possibility of two. It intrinsically exists or does not, right? Yet they're making their own assertion. They claim there is something that is neither of these two anywhere. Okay, so this, right? Let me summarize that meaning. Okay, there are actually middle way. They claim themselves as a middle way. So one of the first thing middle way they accept is that the assertion is that all things are lack of intrinsic existence. This is their first thing, right? First thing they assert that things are lack of intrinsic existence. Now they say so then they say things exist. Things are exist. They are not. They are means they exist. Okay, they are not existent. Something like that, right? They are non-exist. They are not non-exist. Then they need to come up with an example. What example would be like vase? Okay, a vase, right? Vase or anything. So then the vase. So now they're saying vase exists. How do you apply that? Okay, means the vase exists, but it's not existent. Something like that, right? Okay. About my me. So then they are saying the vast is non-exist, but they are not non-exist. Okay, now we take example vast, vast, right? Okay, so now they're saying vast are okay, exist. They're saying okay, now they're saying they are exist because 답변은 분발을 우주로 군주 분발 유에서에디 가려서나 랑식이 유에서 유엘라르 말에 유에서 여바라와 거기 다 땡땡이가 차리시 뭐 유에서 여바 마이스 랑식이 마이스 okay now their explanation goes like this vast exist this is undeniable right you have to say exist right and now at the same time they're saying not non-exist they say not no vast exists but vast is non-existent right they said that non-existent because that means they are not inherently exist okay we get confused right there's one confusion now they say vast is non-existent okay they said vast is non-existent because they think vast is lack of intrinsic existence that's why they say vast is not existent then they say not non-existent because they exist okay their explanation goes like this you can
Repeat that.
So they're saying the vase exists, but it is not non-existent.
Yes, this is their statement, right? Now they need to give an explanation how they actually come up with that kind of idea. Okay, now they're saying vast exists because this is exist very simple, right? Exist. They have to say this because they are middleware, right? They have to, it's middleware. You know, the one assertion is the middleware assertion is like exist, lack of intrinsic existence. This is their whole thing, right? Whole norm, like whole idea, right? Now when they say vast exists, so this is exist very simple. So they have to add, like they say, like in not existent, because they said because that we have they attach that kind of additional kind of like a statement saying non-existent because they are in lack of intrinsic existence. Okay. Now they say like vast are not exist. Okay, now go move to the second phase, right? Non-exist because they say non-exist because they are lack of intrinsic existence. Okay, but they are not existing because they exist. They give you that kind of explanation. Okay.
Why are they doing this? Why don't they just say that it exists but it lacks inherent existence? Why are they making all this not non? Why are they doing that?
그것도 같이 네 지워서 여와 마이 매매 같이 나와서.
라식이 쿠비 데스게리 라식이 매바니 임보 송거봐 라식이 매바다 제사 매바만 있어야지 가르쳐 그래 라식이 매스게리 라식이 매바다
매번이 집어차로.
매번이 집어차
라식이 여바다 So they have to say that because they believe if something is lack of intrinsic existence, it has to be non-existent. If something is exists, it has to be inherently exist. This is the whole idea. They got wrong. Start from there.
다 딜을 제대 딱그 레시피 매버트 까고 레시피 여버트 까고 여러분 티까 인도 참바 레시 여버트 까 인도 참바 여버트 까기야 여버 여버트 까고 여버만 있어야 돼 여버 말이스
So
레시피 여버트 까도 참바 아니 여버트 까도 여러분 여가 까도 유선에 여버 유세에 까도 여러분 이 까도 유선에
여바 많이 있어요.
여버트 까도 여러분 다시기 여버 까도지 여버트 까도 유선에 여바 많이 있어요. 다 유세게 뭐지 유세게
그러다 내가 들라는 거 맞지루다. So yeah, so they have to say that things are exist, they are not existent. They said that because the whole idea of middle way is like denying intrinsic existence and at the same time having all these functions and stuff like that. This is the whole idea of the middle way, right? Okay, now when they say, they get confused, right? They get confused with the non-existent and lack of intrinsic existence. Okay, they get confused. Okay, now when they have to say things are lack of intrinsic existence. When they say things are lack of intrinsic existence, they feel like they are denying existence of the things. That's why they need to come up with that idea. They say like things are exist, they are not existent.
Right.
That's why they make that kind of statement.
Wow.
Okay.
That is the could the Mumbuta 7 years or Chadu. Mumbu my 7 my Bayarba. The Mumbuta my Bayibuti can see Amarba. Mumbure, Sebre, Senati, Mumbuta 7 Yiga Mayi Shachu Gerba. Mumbuta 7 Yiga Mayi, but Map Shachu Gerba. The Mumbu Mayi, but Mumbu Yibuti Yamari, Niga Ingit Shaya Mari. Mumbu Mayi Sina, Mumbu Imbach Godu. Mumbu Mayi, Karasa Mumbu Mayi Sidu, Mumbu Mayi Bach Godu. Mumbu Yinsidu Mumbu Mayi but Hajet. Mumbu Yinsidu Mumbu Mayi but the Godu. Mumbu the Mumbu Mayi but you Chikadi Chicago. That Sebu Tamumbu Yibuti, Sebu Mumbu Resin, and did Sebu Yingu Mumbu Mabiari Sigriva. Tita Chiba Tuduti, this.
So then the one confusion they got, they get confusion because they don't know, they don't understand how to make differentiate between the things and then the opposite of the things. The opposite of the things. This is like overall kind of like idea. Okay, now so if someone asks you, so then and between like colors, like now we're talking about colors. Is this red or yellow? Right? You can answer neither. There is a color that nor like the yellow or red, like blue. Have that, right? So for the now they'll ask you like questions like, is this a blue or other? Right? Blue or other, right? Other than blue, sort of like other than blue. You cannot come up with like a neither. You can answer your answer cannot be like a neither. It has to be a blue or the other than blue. Okay. Now, so for when you look at this logic, so like when we say like existent and non-existent, right? It doesn't apply the logic, the first logic. Okay, you cannot come up with like a third options. It has to be you need to pick, you need to choose one of these two, like blue or the other than blue, right? Other than blue. So there's no third kind of options. So they don't understand it. They think like there's third type, like there's another option, there's another possibility without being these two things.
Right.
Anyway, Mumbu Mais Sena Mumbu Mumbu Mai Tati Tanji Rashi Mebadang Rashi Yuvani Sadi Mil Kadu Chati Rashi Mebaina Ani Rashi Tubati Yonsea Marba. Tita Mumbu Mai Tata Mumbu di Druson and Mumbu Mai but Parkid. Mumbu Mai but the Druson and Mumbu di Parkid.
So the lack of intrinsic existence and existence is direct kind of like opposite, anyway. So it's like two things. So then this is similar like saying like blue and other than blue. Okay, something like that, right? So and when we say blue or other than blue, so then that phenomena, the third object has to be a blue or other than blue, similar like that. And when we say lack of intrinsic existence and existence, and if you bring something, an example, whatever example, it should be either non-existent, I mean like intrinsic existence or lack of intrinsic existence. Yes.
That Mumbo minus 7 inguruation, Tikubia Maraba. Mumbo minus 7 on a mumbo minus on a several vessel. Mumbo minus 7 ingurum married, even Mabut and Jambuta Mambuya Silva. Mumbo minor, Mumbo in a mumbo mine, but the cat together. Mumbo yes, if you mumbo mine, but never charging, Mumbo but good. Mumbo minus it with a Mumbuti jet together. If parallel Mumbu Mumbo Maimbi parallel Shire Church. Mumbuta 7 parallel Jambuta Mabuta Mumbu Shayerba. Just a Mumbuti kid, Mumbu Maris and on a savory vessel say I'm married.
Okay, now the argument, sometimes argument goes like this. Then we say, anything exists. If anything exists, has to be green or other than green. We made that statement, right? Has to be like this, green or other than green. So then the questions asked like, so does it has to be yellow then? No, yellow, right? Other than green, and then it has to be yellow, and the answer would be no, right? Doesn't have to be yellow. You have a red color, right? Okay, like so many. Anyway, so then right, then they will ask you if this is then you will say like if something is other than green, and then they will ask you like then it is a yellow, and you will say no, right? No, it's not. It's not yellow. So then this logic is totally different than saying saying the green, and if something is if there's something, if something exists, it's green or other than green. Totally different thing. It's not saying if you say something exists, if it has to be green or other than green, that doesn't mean it's saying it has to be yellow. Okay.
Study, Kajitiki, Pungu Sumba Sigari. Yeva Maimba, Meva Maimba Sharia, Penapumbati, Yeva Mai. Me, never mind, but messy. Ranching never. Ranching mess and never is and never is. Mess. Ranching never is a mess. Never mind. You ever mind. I think I shower is in Pumbati.
Never mind. Never mind, sir.
Me, never mind.
So then their claim like indirectly saying that there is a third possibility other than existing and non-existent. Okay, they say like things are exist, but they are not exist. They are not exist because they are lack of intrinsic existence, right? And they are saying like things are non-exist because they are lack of intrinsic existence, and they exist. Of course, they exist, right? At the same time, they're saying they are claiming that there's a third possibility of existing other than these two things. Okay? Indirectly, kind of like.
That is it. Need to culture chocolate. I need to tell about Shinto. During Nikan, I am maybe David. Me, I am maybe Tangy person. That's the correction from Barabati, Baraba. Pumbati, never my tea. Pumbati, never my man, never my said. David Chelsea.
So then in the text it says because if there where third possibility beyond these two, it will not be reasonable to investigate the question. No, not that actually. I think therefore, they have a limit the possibility to two, right? It intrinsically exists or it does not. Okay, does not, right? Yet it's making their own assertion. They claim there is something that is neither of these two. Okay.
Dedar shi kaya ruwa shi rahin yedam meji taba chebe ne dini sukazu chobar de gwede der madibe pungsum yena rahin gi yoga ta meba I kai shi taba cheba ti nige biche tati pa rami gi pa kule yun shubi
So then,
pa gadi Shinda Gadi Zamba Ranching Yuvare, Neveres, in a Tabachin Guldugas. He go to somebody, he Pala Punsumba never did. How good is Punsumba never did you do Garis? But Tabachi, another Shibu Yuvare, Neveres, Tabati needs to cut the jury. You Bukaruji, you could be your son, and cut the jury. He said, Pumba Sumba, you're not it. Ni kazu nichi kazu chaya ma dini ga mai be phung sumba jiyo be ne ni rashi gyo never sije kazu chen kaya never.
So then, why should they have to limit the possibilities to two when they investigate something to see whether or not it intrinsic existence? There's no way to look for that, right? There's no way. Because if there were third possibilities, right? This is the whole thing we're trying to find out like whether they are intrinsic existing or not. This is the whole situation, whole problem, right? Whether they are existing or not. We're trying to investigate. This is we're trying to look like whether they are intrinsically exist or not. This is our whole object, right? So then, if there were third possibilities, okay, that's beyond these two, right? These two, it will not be reasonable to investigate questions. So then, there's a third possibility. So then, there's no reason we need to put effort. We need to do investigation between these two things, whether they are intrinsically existing or not, because there's something else out there. So there's no new reason to be like investigate whether they are existing or not. This is like meaningless. It becomes meaningless. And then the which is intrinsically exists or non-intrinsically exists. Yes, thank you.
That is Janet. Rashiki yoga da never ni Pumbusumba never say yes, Kazu Chavina. Yoga da never you dear Kazu Chavu. Rashiki yoga da never you Kazu Chuni Kupa Gagirva. Kazu Janet yoga da never you the Pumbusumba never dini. Ni kazu chugu biari. Wana ni yoba inguru, wana ni never ingu biari. Ante irashigi yoba da never yila, yana ni irashigi yoba guguri yana ni irashigi never ingu biari. Kazu chugu yina. Ani yoba da never yibu de ni kazu chugu. Since ni yoba yi maimba, yoba yi never mai jani punsumba shaya never is.
So then if your object is to find out whether things are truly existing or lack of truly existence, right? If this is your primary kind of object, primary reason to go through all this investigation, right? So then this is your investigate your conclusion, your end of your investigation, your conclusion should become up something like things are exist or non-exist. Okay, you cannot have like a third kind of possibility after doing all this investigation.
That is. Niga maimba, tapat niriti isje. Tapena, kato do yena, ngomburo yedam, servo yedam, shetiwata dao. That Tinja maina, and kato chubmana, and Keranga Tati Jawati, Rashigi Yudam, Me Seati, Jawati, ngombu yetam serbo yetam situata chipari rashi yobaya mai mabaya mai bachi sha chobi ni kiran bitya ti rashi yetam mes jeni chukatu jeni sempa kaya ya mari kiran di baral kusum chiyan tugas ti jeba ina tan te ka di jamba kato ji ina ta ti ngombu yetam serbo yetam jeni kabata chipari Natikane kato ji isine ta kato ji ngumpure sebure sijine kavi ke amarba. Kato ji imbala ngumputa sebu karu inkubu amarba.
So then the test question, which is it, intrinsically existent or non-intrinsically existent, right? This is like a question, I don't know. They put it in like a parenthesis, so maybe this would be, anyway. It will be, okay, so according to you, how you investigate, okay? So your investigation is very similar to this. They're saying it will be as thought there were a color, okay, and someone asked, is it blue or is it yellow? Saying that, so you're making really general kind of like assumptions, thing like, if someone says like there's a color, so then you're asking like, is it blue or yellow? It doesn't have to be either one, right? It doesn't have to be one or the other, like blue or yellow. It could be third one, okay? So then your all claim or your all this the process of your investigation is like similar like based on like this logic.
대다라시 유명인수 카드 쳐봐양. 다 라시 유명인수 카드 쳐봐양. 다 시에금나 근데 시에금나 네 라시 유명인수 카드 쳐버리스. 쳐봐야 지리 시절의 유명인수 카드 쳐봐. 라레디스. 지리 라시 유명인수 카드 쳐봐라. 지리 시절의 유명인수 카드 쳐버들 라레디스. 결혼기 라시 유민이 가르쳐 여바다 여바 마인바스는 되게 말이지 라시 유민이 가르쳐 가야 돼 제일 시절이 여바다 매번에서 가르쳐 온 거지 아니 들 제니 라시 유민이 가르쳐 그 최단디 사람이 그단디 그래서 제일 시절에 여바다 마번에서 가르쳐 해서 뒤에 봐시게 So rashi yubala onane rashi yubali rashi me kurisina ni kazu chu kodandi ku repa me jida yuna rashi yuna jida yuna shejale yuna yabada meba yisu kazu chu ba jil shejala yabada mada yisu kazu chu ba 인산의 라신이 요가라야 네 요바 라신이야 요바도 내가 인수 가지고 라신이 요가래 라신 내버렸어 이제 뭐부터 라신이 집에 있는 라신이 요바래 내버렸어 이 가지고
당대 유명인 라시 유명인 가지고 디 가서 요바데 매발 또 레라보라
지 시절
요바데
매발 또 가지고 인사 뒤에 와서
So he says limiting things to two possibilities, right? Either they intrinsically existing, they do not derives. Okay, here it says derives from the universal limitation that anything imaginable either exists or not exist. Similarly, the limitation that what truly exists must either truly exist in single or truly exist in plural in based on, okay, I went too far, I guess. Okay, this is the first one is saying. So the whole this idea like whether this exists or truly existent or non-existent, we need to go through that kind of argument because of so whether this whole thing actually arises, all this problem actually occurs because of the mood of the existence. Things, the mood of the existence. Because of that, we need to go through all this long process to find out like they are really exist or not, and if they exist, how they exist, stuff like that, right? This is whole thing. So then if if so this because of the in like sheja means sheja, right? Object to knowledge, yes. Object to knowledge, yes. Object to knowledge, yes. Object to knowledge, okay. Object to knowledge, so we divided them into two things, okay. So then the two things into like we do like commonly we do this, right? Whether they are exist or not exist, okay. So then the second investigation come in like then how they exist, are they like truly exist or maybe like other than that, okay. Truly exist or other than that, lack of it intrinsic existence, lack of truly existence, right? That's why. So then, because of that, so whole reason, so we go through all this process to find out whether they are exist or not. Do we something we have commonly understanding? Okay, we have that kind of thing, right? So then at the conclusion, or their conclusion, your investigation, so whether they are truly existing or not existing, you need to come up with like the result should be like things are exist or not exist. It's not like in a third kind of like possibility. Yeah.
다 시절에 이번에 매번 익숙하지 시절이나 다 여바인지야 봐. 매번 키고 시절인데 여바 시절인데 여바 마인데 매번 마인데 니 야말 봐. 풍순이 야말. 시절에는 오늘 여바인지 매번 야말 봐. 시절에 매번 야말. 시절에는 다 시절에는 다 익숙하죠. 유명히 익숙하죠. 시절이 매번 있어야지 야말. 시절에는 요구해.
Okay, now here it said the derives from the universal limitation that anything imaginable, shecha, they translate as imaginable, right? Imaginable either exists or non-existent. You cannot say like imaginable or like object to what was that?
Object of
Knowledge, yeah. Object to knowledge is either one, like exists or non-exist. You cannot say that. So this is the whole thing we are trying to find out, like the imaginable or the object to knowledge, either they are exist or not exist. This is like whole reason why we go through all these things. Okay. So if you say this imaginable or object or like an object to knowledge is exist, you need to deny the non-existence of that thing, the object to knowledge. Okay. If you accept this is like a non-existent, then you need to deny, you need to reject possibility of existence. You need to pick one. You can have like a third option. Okay.
나한테 카드 주스. 배나 템발라 템베 찍다. 도마 카드. 나 템발라 템베 찍다. 도마 템베 찍을 때 찍어. 도마 세지 mambude ni inje te tumasbiya bombati chigirba kawada bombani sene tumare ni inje te tumasbiya ni inje te ni sushi na tu kaze yune tumasbiya chig sene ta chigirba tembale ina temba tuba ina ne tembe chigre tumare siya temba ina te tembe chigda tembe tumakaru tukuris chida chigda yana chigda tumakaru tuyukube chida yana chigda tumakaru tuyukube sa ane temba yana tembe chigda tumakaru tuyukube tukas that was what we
So then his text question is says similarly the limitation that what truly exists must either truly exist as single or truly exist as
Plural.
what's it? I lost it. Oh, plural, yes, plural and based on the universal limit. Okay, plural, right? These two things. So now let's say a vase, right? Vase. So then the vase. So now we attach one word here, like it truly exists. Okay, truly exists. We attach that, right? That's like going to like whole different thing. Okay. So it says it truly exists. Okay, if vase, now we use this vase. Yes, listen. If that vase is truly exists, it has to be exist with one with the vase or in the multiple way. Multiple way, plural means like more than two. Means more than two, right? For instance, like a vase is one, the vase and the pillar, like plural two, right? Okay, now if vase, okay, take example as vase. If the vase exists, it has to be exist in one or many. Okay, it has to be exist within the vase or maybe exist in a multiple way. Truly exist. We're talking about the truly exist now. Okay.
다지다 도마세야디 다음에 들을 찍시게 그 로바 매니아들이 찍스 샘제를 지루 찍더네 그 로바 매니아들이 루찌 두시르바 아니 콜라 로바 예스는 아니 도마세야 다 다음에 들을 찍시게 다들 제버들 도마세야 그래서 찍다 다대세야 되리 찍시들 다음에 버들라 로바 미니어들 찍세야 로바 유니어들 다들 제바 로바들 제 젠다세야 지두가 다음에 지분내세야지
So the one and many, right? So how you need to take that, how you what kind of one and many we're talking here. You need to have an idea what does that mean, right? One and many. So one means single, and you can sort of like dame means like a friendless, okay, friendless, stand by itself. Something is called one. What? No,
Friendless.
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 No friend. Yes, no friend. Friendless. No friend. Yeah, friendless. Friendless is fine, right? Friendless.
Friendless. Yeah.
Yeah, friendless. Okay. By alone, single. That means one. Okay. Many means having friends. And then all this, the more than one. Okay. So when we talk about like one and many, you should you should keep in mind like something like that.
when tembe tembala tembe 찍다 도마 카주 쳐봐 질 찍다 도마 뉴스 카주 쳐봐
So then here we use logic, like here, what is this logic? It says, okay, if something exists, right? Okay, either truly exists as a single, right, or truly exists as plural, right? You say that, but the single, one, and many, if something exists, it has to be one, or it has to be either one, like it has to be many. And there's no third option. Cannot be like a third thing, okay? Has to be like a, one or many.
that is an
Okay,
I'm
then
not clear on that one.
you're not clear.
Sorry, I'm just a little bit confused.
One and many
So,
on one and many.
Yeah. So if you're saying the vase exists as a single,
Yeah.
if we're saying that, then we are saying that it exists in that vase. Maybe that one I sort of get, but what are you saying with regard to the many? Like there's many things
You're making it-
contributing to the existence of it?
Make it more complicated.
Okay.
It's just either one thing or there's more than one.
Oh,
It's not complicated.
It should be simple. It should be simple. Let me give an example, like
Any entity.
friendless or friend. With you having friend.
It's just simple.
딱하란다 찍다 두마스에 지오라. 어디 간데래서 찍. 배나 본바디 빼라 시에는 찍을 두마래. 본바디 찍을 시에는 본바디 나올라 뒤타라 망고 여러 와시.
bomba스네 찍다 bomba 찍 도시르바 듀타로 비에 시기한 말 듀타로 되게 bomba 말봐
So now you're making.
bomba 찍어요
It looks like you're mixing up two things. Okay.
okay.
So when we say vase, we are talking about vase. We are not talking about particles of the vase. We say one vase. That means like we're just talking about merely just talking about the vase, not talking about the particles.
Oh, okay. So so what are we talking about here? We're talking about how does
What
this
do you mean?
vase exist?
bomba 찍어야 말
So vase is one. And if you say, is there any many particles in it? Yes, there are many particles in it. Yes. So when we say one person, that means like just one person. There's no second person. There's no third person. There's one person.
Oh.
So does it mean like as like one person doesn't have like all these limbs or not? Yeah, they have limbs, head, hands, and everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the reasoning does apply to person in relation to aggregates. What are many? You would be using the same reasoning.
Reasoning for what?
The person looking at the aggregates.
Yeah, you can look at everything. Yes. So then you're
So
saying
you're
like
not just looking at one person versus other people. You're looking at one person.
But now you're talking about like a basis of the eye or something like that. Okay.
So you could use that too.
You're saying like you could use like one or many.
With any entity.
With any. That's
Oh, with
what
any
I was-
entities?
That's what I was
Okay.
wondering,
Yeah.
I think that's what her question
딱 하는
Yeah.
데서 와다가 찍다 두마세죠라. 찍다 두마세지. touch 탐지가 강하야 따에 찍다 두마이가 따에 여러 왔시고. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can apply it to any
Any entity.
anything. Yeah.
Anything, yes. So it can exist as singular or as a plural.
Anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, general.
Okay.
Because if you have any doubt about that, then you can't really go with confidence into your meditation.
Oh, trust me, there's no meditation. Not yet.
Alright. 지워 땅 나가신다. Okay, any questions? No questions.
I know I have one.
Yes. You have 100?
No, I have one.
Well, one or many.
I have one or many questions.
Yes.
When Rinpoche was talking about the first kind of clairvoyance where you need to achieve samadhi,
Okay, first kind, which one?
the one where you have to derive from single pointed
Okay,
concentration.
I got it. Okay.
Is that in relation to the 9th level of concentration only? Of the Kamalakisha's levels of
다 거기
single
있어.
pointed focus?
9th level of concentration. You're talking about like okay, now I understand what you mean. Okay.
Right, would it only be for someone who has achieved,
Samadhi.
yeah, like
He
the
said
9th
samadhi.
9th level?
What level is samadhi?
Yeah, what level in order to have that level of clairvoyance would have to be
Okay.
full samadhi at the 9th level?
그런 디스는데 뭐시 어디 가서 조 가서 딜 때는 뭐시 지어라 가서 딜 때는 당부지요. 뭐시 조중기 뭐시 지어라. 조중기 뭐시디 셈네 구바 랄레나 아니 계기요 왜 쓰고
신의 구베티
신의 토보라
신의
토보라
신의 토 간지
신의 셈네 구바래 왜 셈네 구바 계고라야
신의 구베티
구바지
제일
제일로 셈네 구바 Mr. Like you have to gain samadhi ability. Samadhi ability comes right after the 9th level.
Or after the
Mm.
right after. Thank you.
Then do one manage that.
If you don't have questions, so the questions to Mr. You will end this session.
Thank you.
사시 베게 조시 메도 장 리랍 린시 닌데 겐바데 상게 신도 미데 우와이 조건 남다 신라 주바라 쇼 이다만 고로라나 니야다야 미 센조 렘보체 마게 바남게 요지 게바 냠바 메바 오네 공도 페워라 쇼 고베 진감데 벤단데와 마리 주웨네 제레세와 텐진자소이 샤데 시데 바도 텐요 치